Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 6th episode of the 2nd season of Yakusoku no Neverland. And last episode we actually met back up with Norm. Like, how long has it been since we've met Norm? It feels like a bajillion years, you know. I still remember that episode when he left us very, very vividly. All the emotions, you know, especially from Emma. And just, you know, that risky strategy she tried to do when she was injured, but like Norm didn't want that, and you know he ended up just being carried off, and they never saw him again, right? And all we saw was like I think one little bit where he smiled, and then you know never again. So I was pretty curious exactly what happened to him after that, because I was pretty sure he was still alive. I was pretty sure we would meet up with him someday. I didn't think it would necessarily be last episode, but it was. So now the team's all back together, and Norm's been out here for a while, so he probably knows a lot about stuff and the world, and probably has connection to some group, some friendly to us group that maybe we could become a part of. So maybe that could become a thing. Like there's so much, it feels like it could be a turning point and things could change a lot. So I'm pretty excited to get into this episode. So let's just do that real quick, guys. 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. Bum 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 bum. And our opening. The Promised Neverland. You know, the song for this might not be as hype as Season 1's, but man, does it have some amazing visuals. The song's not even that bad. Like, obviously it's not as good if I compare it to Season 1's song, but it's definitely not bad. And it definitely has its moments. Like, it grows on me the more I listen to it. The clock ticks, like, right before the opening ends. It's gotta have a lot of meaning to it, I would imagine. But more importantly, our reunion. Go give this man a hug, Emma. And there we go. There we go. It's been far too long, Norm. I mean, he always looks like a ghost. Yeah, please fill in the gaps for us, if you don't mind. Oh. Oh yeah, he doesn't know about the ears, right? Ow. Nice to see you too, buddy. That's his Aisatsu. Oh, wow, even he's crying. Okay, wow, this is what I call a reunion. When even Ray gets emotional, it's... It's been so long coming. And they just kind of watch, you know. That is him, the man himself. Yeah, let's get a big group hug going. Yeah, we left some behind. Wonder if we'll ever check up on filling them. We definitely cut it close. Please, details. I've been wanting these details for so long. Please give them to me. Oh. Lambda. Right. Jeez. Yeah, what exactly did they do to you? Okay, that's a relief, if that's true. Oh. Just destroyed it, okay. Smee. Oh, wow, okay. Of course. Okay, then. That does sound useful. Because they're hungry? You didn't think about it much beyond that. Maintain their demonic form? Oh, is that why the one looks so weird? Did making eating humans make them look more human-like? That makes sense, you know, you are what you eat. You eat intelligent humans. Yeah, okay, a lot makes sense now, okay. That's why if you're, like, super upper class, you want the best brains, right? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're glad to have you back, Norman. I mean, this is a pretty big deal. Okay. I mean, I... I... I don't know if just mass demon genocide is exactly what Emma was going for. So, I don't know. Like, I know they're the bad guys because they're trying to eat us, but... there's no way this is gonna go as easily and well as they're hoping. You mean like our one secret base that we used to have? Yeah. But, you know. Yeah, you can very much tell that Emma doesn't exactly look super gung-ho for this plan. Are we gonna talk about it? Yeah, that's still sinking in, I imagine. Yeah, we need to talk about this. Yeah, but the show, it's humanized the demons too much for it to go down that path. There you go. They have families too, yeah. I was about to say. We saw a glimpse of that in one shot. Yeah, of course we gotta bring up her... the demon we actually made friends with. We didn't want to shit on Norman's plan, he just got here. Yeah, I've actually been trying to think if there's any kind of perfect solution, but I got nothing. Thank you for the encouragement, Ray. I mean, Emma's not really been good at burying her feelings, right? That's how it goes. Ray is 100% on, like, right, correct here. I'm glad he's saying it. Yeah, I mean, this has always been Emma's character. Then we should discuss it as a group. Good thing Ray's here. Yeah, this is a bit suspicious. If only all demons were cute like Mujika. Yeah, we need to talk to Norman. That's like, has to happen before we make any progress. Uh-huh. What a great scene between these two. Just make my position clear, I would be completely okay with wiping out all the demons. But I knew Emma wouldn't. Hey, other people. Yeah, she's quite cute. Like, wow, just look at her outfit. Sislo, damn. Barbara. No, it means lucky beast. She's got a big old meat back there. Yeah. He's smart. well, well, you know, he's not with Emma there, so of course he would be less like that. That was the first thing that came to my mind too. One thing I actually was thinking about is wondering how much Norman's changed since we met him, since we last saw him. We're kind of getting into that here. Gonna share that with anyone else. It's a lot of food. Yeah, I'm not sure we're on the same page. Yeah, wait a minute, that's not really... Uh, I... Uh... Mm. I mean, do you not listen to yourself? The fact that she even suspects that's what she's here for, that tells me that somewhere in the back of her mind she knows that she's, you know, the extremist. That is definitely true, but... yeah, they're here. Getting to know your friends a bit better. Imagine having that girl step on your meat like that. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. They're more fueled by hatred than a desire to help people. So, we get to begin our discussion now. Have a little bit of time left, not much. Looks like a potion. Are there, though? How do you know about that? Oh, he actually knows these specific people. Specific demons. Evil... what? Evil-blooded girl? Huh, that's a name. I'm definitely curious now. Apparently these so-called exceptions do exist, but are insanely rare, if he specifically knew who we were talking about. But he only mentioned the girl Mujika, so... I guess for her, the not eating humans thing is legit, but the guy probably is not legit, you know? Because that would make sense. I was a little bit confused on that, because Mujika seemed pretty genuine with what she said and stuff, but not so much her partner. Who, you know, liked the idea of hunting humans and stuff. Like, I don't remember exactly what he said in that one scene, but it was something like that. But definitely look forward to learning more about this evil-blooded... What was the name? Evil-blooded something? Which is clearly pretty important with his reaction. And she's obviously pretty prominent in the ED. Okay. That was the 6th episode of Yakusoku Neverland. And man, where do we start with this episode? Okay. First of all, we had the heartfelt, amazing reunion with Norman, which was great. You know, we haven't seen him for a long time, and we're close friends, and we finally got to see each other again. It's a wonderful thing, right? But the biggest question on our mind is kind of like what's happened between when we last met up with Norman and now, because he's had a whole bunch of other experiences that we, as the audience, have not seen. Ray and Emma haven't seen, so, you know, I was pretty much almost immediately wondering about, like, how much has Norman changed as a person, right? Because he obviously liked Emma a lot, you know, so being around her at the grace field, you know, that probably gave him a certain degree of happiness, and then he's like suddenly cut away from Emma, all of his friends, and put into this horrible human testing research facility place, right? You know, that's got to do a lot to just lower your sanity points, the best way I can think to phrase it, right? You know, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he was just like a much colder, darker, crueler, you know, kind of person, right? So I was kind of ready for that, prepared for that, and we may have seen a little bit of that. I mean, he's the one that really started these talks about just essentially mass genocide the demons, like just kill them all. That's how we solve our problem. Just kill them all, right? So would the previous Norman have said that so easily? Maybe not. Like I don't think we really talked about it. I don't think we really talked about that too much, but you know, Emma for sure is not the biggest fan of that, and Norman should know that Emma's not the biggest fan of that because he should know Emma pretty well, right? But I mean, but specifically in regards to the demons, I don't think we've ever really talked about that. Really, just it's always been just case by case, just avoid them as best we can. But now we're getting into the talks of actually, you know, killing them, because I mean it's relevant, right? In this season, just in general, we've had a bit of a theme on like life and predator, prey, killing to survive, like that sort of thing has been a bit of a theme for sure. And for all intents and purposes, the demons are the predators of the humans, right? So if you're a human, you know, what do you do about that? I mean, generally speaking, prey, like as far as the wild goes, like the animals that we're familiar with, prey really can't do much in regards to the predators. They just run away, they hide. You know, in some cases they'll have like spines or something as a way of defending, but as a general rule, prey don't like hunt out the predators and attempt to wipe them out. Like there's not much in nature that could do that. I mean, realistically, humans are the only one that could wipe out a species intentionally or unintentionally, right? So there's not a whole lot of precedent for that, is kind of my point. So when we're talking about something like this, it's really hard to know what to say about it. Like, it's a reasonable opinion as a prey of anything to just get rid of the predator. If you have the ability to, if you somehow have the ability to, just do it, you know? And as a result, you and everyone you care about is safer. And that's kind of the perspective that Norman is coming from. But there's not even just that in regards to their group. There's obviously just a deep-seated hatred for the demons, which is entirely reasonable because of what they've done, right? No one would blame them for, you know, hating them. But it's also very clearly blinding them, clouding their judgment and stuff like that, to the point where they're just like getting aggressive with people that haven't even done anything to them, just because they think they might be thinking about, you know, doing something slightly less extreme to the demons, right? Like it's pretty clear just how insane they are, but that's again somewhat to be expected because of the environment they escaped from, right? But it does a good job kind of showcasing how reasonable and sane Emma in their group is. You know, it gives a good contrast for that. You know, Emma, who still cares about not only just her friends and family and stuff like that, but also even the demons to an extent, because, you know, we've actually befriended one or two of them. You know, at least Mujika we're friends with, right? So when you think about something like killing off all the demons, then one of the first things that probably comes to mind is the one demon you're friends with, right? Because that would include them, you know? Although she was very much brought up as being an exception in regards to this whole thing, right? We didn't expand on that too much, but I guess I could talk about the bit of information we got about demons in this episode that's pretty important. The idea that the reason why they eat humans, like, it's not to stay alive so much as to maintain their kind of somewhat humanoid high level of intellect that they have, right? That's important. We always knew that they liked eating smart people. We never really understood why. It was just kind of a simple matter of, I guess, smart brains taste better, you know? But no, apparently it's actually a bit more important than that. Like, if you're like a high level of this society, you want the finest quality brain so you can have the highest level of intellect, so you can kind of have that positive feedback loop going, being in your, you know, high status. So the most important people get the smartest humans so they can remain smartest, most important people, right? It's kind of like, that's a sort of cycle, essentially. So we have that going, and if we can somehow cut off human supply to them, then they'll just become wild, instinct-driven, you know, monsters, essentially. So, you know, for one thing, that just explains why they're so smart despite being demons, because they stole it from us, essentially piggybacking off of our superior human intellect and acting like our superiors as a result of it. It's kind of horrible if you think about it. But yeah, I mean, Emma, pretty much as soon as I heard Norman starts to talk about the whole genocide thing, I knew Emma would take issue with it, and anyone that looked at her face would know that she was not on board one little bit. So, you know, Ray coming in to just have a good talk with her was very important, because Emma, rather than stewing on this for a while and having it blow up at the wrong time, just talk to Norman about it now, get things figured out. It's a much better idea. Like, Ray, one of his best moments in a while has been this scene, right? He's just always such a good kind of pep talker for Emma. That's kind of his main role, honestly, recently. But it's a good role to have, because Emma's essentially the main character for the most part. So having, you know, a good friend like Ray to get her back on track when she's starting to wibble wobble a bit, very useful thing, very good thing to have. So that was a really wonderful scene. And the one girl, Barbara, I do like her design. She is quite attractive, you know. This show, it's obviously a bunch of kids for the most part, so there's not really, like, much waifu material, but she's, like, the first one, like, first human that's actually, you know, possible for that. But she's also really crazy, so, you know, maybe not. But, yeah, I do quite like her character design, her outfit, just kind of wanted to point that out. And not really too much more to say on the episode than that, just we ended off on a pretty big cliffhanger with Mujika and how probably important and influential of a existence she probably is. She's definitely going to come back in a big way. I can imagine her for sure coming back. But I'm really curious exactly why she's an exception, you know, what exactly that entails, what kind of role she could have in the future of maybe having the better plan, because that was a big thing too, right? You know, because it's a complicated situation, because we're prey, demons try to kill us and eat us, people we care about, so we want to prevent that, but we also don't just want to kill them all. So is there any kind of middle ground solution we could do that doesn't just, you know, require more people dying, right? Because for the most part, it's either them or us. Like, either they all get wiped out, or we periodically sacrifice our members to keep them going, right? That's really the two options. So if we can come up with, like, a third option somehow by giving them something that keeps them going that doesn't involve humans dying, that would be ideal. And I think that's kind of our current path we're on. And it's possible that Mujika, being the exception that she is, can help us with that. So, you know, she could be the key to the future, essentially, if that's how that's going. But yeah, I feel like I said most of what I wanted to say on this episode. I don't think I said everything I wanted to say, but I don't remember what I already said, and I don't want to repeat myself a bunch, because I already do that way too much. So probably gonna end it off here. A very compelling episode. It feels like it definitely, like, complicated things a lot. Up until this point, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. We try to survive, you know, we hide from demons, and we try to get somewhere safe for humans, and eventually try to save the rest of the people we care about from their farms. Like, that's pretty straightforward. Now that we're bringing into more of the demons, the right to life, that kind of discussion, it's gotten a lot messier, a lot more complicated, you know. Brought in people that have a deep-seated hatred for demons, and they let that control them more so than any desire to help their fellow man. Like, a lot of new chaotic, complicated elements have been kind of introduced here. So yeah, definitely the show could go in a lot of directions from here, especially because we've like just started the conversation with Norman. So we don't know how well he's gonna like respond to some of the stuff we have to say. So it would be unfortunate if we had some kind of big blowout, some big arguments, because we finally reunited. But you know, that separation we've had, that distance, the changes Norman could have encountered through that distance, it could play a big factor in this. And yeah, I'm a little bit worried how things will go, is kind of what I'm trying to say. But we'll find out next time. So until then, bye bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.